Hi everyone, it's Tammy coming from Worthy, Worth It, and Priceless, and today we're just gonna go over the definitions of a worthy, worth it, and priceless woman and the characteristics of a worthy, worth it, and priceless woman. If you been on the website, you've seen that I did actually put the definitions and everything up. It's because I came up with a brochure about it, and obviously I can't get to all you guys to give you a brochure, so I just wanted to come and do a video and actually put just the characteristics on there. So I'm just gonna go through the definitions, characteristics, and then that should be done. You know, a little discussion, call it a day. So let's see. I'm gonna start definitions. Worthy. Worthy means having worth or value, deserving effort, attention, or respect. Honorable and admirable. Okay, it's pretty straightforward. Deserving of your attention, your respect, and just basically effort. It's worthy, right? Worth it, useful or important. Rewarding despite the difficulties involved. I love that part. I love that part. Rewarding despite the difficulties involved. A lot of times relationships, or even you yourself, there's a lot of things, a lot of hurt that we go through, but you are worth that effort. You're worth it. Excuse me, sorry. Priceless. Having value beyond any price. Also means kind of like invaluable. Valuable beyond estimation. And you think about it. Do you treat yourself as these definitions state? And that's a personal question. Just ask yourself. Do you actually treat yourself as though you're worthy, deserving effort or attention, respect? You're worth it. Do you treat yourself as you're worth it? Rewarding despite difficulties involved. And do you treat yourself as you're priceless? Value beyond any price. Do you treat yourself as those ways? And just to be transparent, no, I have not always been this way. I always had like a little bubbly personality, but I never, I didn't think of myself this way. I didn't always have the highest self-esteem. I definitely didn't think of myself as worthy, worth it, or priceless. Lord, sorry, but no, I didn't think of myself like that. I grew up with low self-esteem. I was picked on in school, like I stated before. I was picked on for having, big lips, or, I was constantly called ugly, and, and even, I was told I was never going to be nothing. I was never going to amount to anything. And, it wasn't my goal to prove anybody wrong. All this is only by the grace of God, because I never, I've done this. Like, this is basically kind of like a full circle thing. Like, I've done it in my room, younger, have imagination, have cooking shows, all that stuff. I had a great imagination for that. But as far as me actually going out into the world and actually doing this, I never imagined this, I never imagined this in a million years. But like I said, I haven't always been like this. And like I said, it's only by the grace of God. But when you're going through it, and you're going through, hard times, hardships, and you're going through your low self-esteem or depression, the last thing you want to look at yourself and say is like, oh, I'm worthy, worth it, and priceless, child. I get it. I don't always want to do it. But it's something that you have to do. You can't let the naysayers or the people who pick on you, the haters, whatever, you can't let them win. You're here for a purpose. You're here for something. And to just imagine yourself and just think of yourself as that way, you breaking down barriers. And I can't even describe it, because it's like I'm just even just thinking about it myself. Like, you're breaking down barriers, like you know, you are not what other people call you. You're not what other people, say that you are. And if you actually, not just because of this is a company, or whatever this is, not because of that, but that's actually who you are. You're priceless. To God, you're priceless. There's no amount of money that can buy you, no matter what anyone has told you, no matter how much people try to put a price over your head or say you're worth this or whatever it is. You are priceless. You have to look at yourself as that way, and imagine if you did look at yourself that way. You stand up with your head held high. Like I said, I haven't always done this. I remember when I was like in the 7th grade, and my parents divorced. Like, we moved up from Bainbridge. I was raised in Bainbridge. Long story, but either way, I was raised in Bainbridge, moved up to Niagara Falls, and that's where my family is. My mom's side of the family is. So anyway, fast forward, around the 7th grade, I gave up. I just basically, got up, did a little brush something with my hair, child, and called it a day. And I just went to school, and I just didn't care. And my grandmother, she recognized it, and when she did, she was like, she put me to the side, but she would also take me out shopping and stuff like that. And, she's like, you really don't, you just basically asked me if I had low self-esteem or whatever. And I didn't even know what the hell low self-esteem was. But, but then at the end of the day, I just didn't care. I started to believe what people said about me. So I'm like, I really didn't think that I had a purpose, as always. I just really didn't think that, what was the point? What was the point? Like, no one cared, like, no matter what. So, like I said, I haven't always been this way. And like I said, it's only by the grace of God that I'm, here even talking to you, So, but let's move on. Let's go on to the characteristics of a worthy, worth it, and priceless woman. And for the most part, you can have your own definitions of what you think it is. And if so, just put in the comments or whatever and let me know. Characteristics: she knows her worth. She takes care of her responsibilities. She doesn't settle in life. She's independent. She enjoys life. Yay! She finds strength in God. She fights for what she believes in. She takes ownership of her actions. She demands respect. She knows who she is. She doesn't degrade herself. And most of those is just pretty straightforward. A lot of times, and there's one more thing. Sorry about that. From Ephesians 2:10 in the Bible, it says you are God's masterpiece. And that statement alone is just so powerful to me. You are God's masterpiece. You were created for a purpose and for a reason, but you are God's masterpiece. Just God Himself, you are God's masterpiece. Like, no matter what anyone says about you, or no matter how bad people want to make you feel, you are God's masterpiece. You matter to God. To God, you matter. Awesome. And just imagine just believing that, like, you matter to God. A lot of people, God cares. People may turn their back on you, wish they will, there's no way to get around that. People will disappoint you. But the point to just even imagine that you matter to God Himself is just beyond. So, but, you have to, when you look in the mirror, even if you don't say that you're worthy, worth it, and priceless, you know. But just know that you are of worth, you are of value, and you are priceless. You are a triple threat, honey, and I hope this video helps you, and I will see you next time. Bye.